Good morning, dear students. Today we are going to have integrated course of foreign language teaching with you, and the module is planning for teaching and learning. Our new topic is setting a homework. So today you are going to learn the definition of homework, the purpose of giving the home task to your students, types of the homework, and we shall give some tips for assigning and checking the home task of your students. And you will also find out the benefits, drawbacks of the homework and the homework schedule. So by the end of the lesson, you will be able to reflect on your existing practice of assigning the home task, and you will be able to discuss the types and purpose of homework. You will find out to identify different strategies for assigning and checking the homework, and you will learn to develop homework schedule. So what is homework in your opinion? What is the purpose of giving the homework? Do you know the types of it? So let's give the definition of the homework. Homework is the time students spend outside the classroom in assigned activities to practice, reinforce, or apply newly acquired skills and knowledge to learn necessary skills for independent study. So this definition was given by Jocelyn Butler. So next definition is homework is the out-of-classroom task assigned by the teacher to extend and elaborate classroom tasks as well as student learning. It is means of assessing how well students have learned what you have needed to teach. So why do we teach? Why do we set the home task for our students? Firstly, to raise achievement. Secondly, to consolidate the knowledge they learned during the lesson. In order to reinforce learning, to extend learning, to encourage curiosity and research skills, to develop lifelong independent learners, to develop study and work routines. So the advantages of homework are the following. Homework develops study habits and independent learning. It also encourages learners to acquire resources such as dictionary and grammar reference book. Research shows that homework also benefits factual knowledge, self-discipline, attitudes to learning, and problem-solving skills. Homework can be a useful assessment tool as part of continual or portfolio assessment. So what types of homework do you know? There are 5 major homework types. They are as follows. First, practice, which is designed to reinforce skills and information covered in class. Second one, preparation, which is given to prepare students to benefit from subsequent lessons. Third one, extension, which is provided to determine if a student can extend the concept or skill learned in a class to a new situation. Fourth one, creative, which is designed to require students to integrate many skills and concepts in producing some project. Fifth one is completion, which is a continuation of assignments stated in class. So, and now I want you to guess what type of task is it. So I'm going to give you the definition. Most published course materials include a workbook or practice book, mainly including consolidation exercises, short reading texts, and an answer key. Most workbooks claim to be suitable for both class and self-study use, but are better used at home in order to achieve a separation of what is done in class and at home. Mechanical practice is thus shifted out of class hours, while this kind of exercise is particularly suited to peer or self-checking and correction. What do you think? What kind of task is it? So the answer is workbook-based task. Next one. Try to guess what kind of task it is. Rarely do teachers ask learners to read through the next unit of a course book, though there are advantages in involving students in the lesson plan and having them know what is coming. More motivating, however, is asking students to find and bring materials such as photographs and pictures, magazine articles, and regalia which are relevant to the next topic, particularly where personalization or relevance to the local context requires adaptation of course materials. So what do you think? What kind of task it is? This was preparation task. Next one. Much can be gained from the use of graded readers, which now often have accompanying audio material, radio and TV broadcasts, podcasts, and songs. Sometimes tasks need to be set as guidance, but learners also need to be encouraged to read, listen, and watch for pleasure. What is important is that learners share their experiences in class. Extensive reading and listening may be accompanied by dictionary work and a thematic or personalized vocabulary notebook, whereby learners can collect language which they feel is useful. So what kind of task is it? This is extensive task. Okay, next one. Whereas classroom teaching often involves eliciting language patterns and rules from learners, there is also the option of asking learners to notice language and make deductions for themselves at home. This leads to the sharing of knowledge and even peer teaching in the classroom. So what kind of task it is? This is guided discovery task. Next one. These involve seeing, hearing, and putting language to use in realistic contexts. Reading magazines, watching TV, going to the cinema, and listening to songs are obvious examples, offering the option of writing summaries and reviews as follow-up activities. Technology facilitates chat and friendship networks, while even in monolingual environments, walking down a shopping street, noticing shop and brand names will reveal a lot of language. As with extensive tasks, it is important for learners to share their experiences and perhaps to collect them in a formal or informal portfolio. So what do you think? What kind of task it is? Real-world tasks. In other words, tasks that are taken from the real world. Okay, we should be attentive while setting the home task for our students, and real-world tasks are very important. So next type is, it is a good idea to have a class or individual projects running over a period of time. Projects may be based on topics from a course book, the locality, interests, and hobbies, or selected individually. Project work needs to be guided in terms where to find resources and monitored regularly. The outcome being a substantial piece of work at the end of a course or term of which the learner can claim ownership. So this is a project work. If you have paid attention, the word project work is used here, and this was a prompt for you. Okay. Okay, I have skipped a word here. So what do you think? What kind of word it may be? Finally, a word about the something. I have skipped it. Try to guess. So it appears to offer a wealth of opportunity for self-study. Certainly, reference resources make project work easier and more enjoyable, but cutting and pasting can also be seen as an easy option, requiring little originality or understanding. Conferring over homework tasks by email can be positive or negative, though chatting with an English-speaking friend is to be encouraged, as is searching for visual materials. Learners need guidance, and a starting point is to provide a short list of reliable sites such as British Council Learn English and BBC Learning English, which provide a huge variety of exercises and activities, as well as links to other reliable sources. So what do you think? What word I have skipped here? Internet or web? Yes, the word cutting and pasting was also prompt for you. So, okay, I have given an example for a task here. So now I'm going to give you some tips for assigning the homework for your students. So, the homework should be based on clear, specific goals and purposes. You shouldn't assign the home task as punishment. You should ensure that students understand the purpose. You have to make sure that students succeed with their homework and new concepts should not be included. Regular homework can be assigned for the sake of learning. Parents should be well aware of these homework expectations. Quality, not quantity, should be stressed. You should consider the student's ability. You should also consider the time for the homework. It should be reasonable. Here, it should be pointed out that you have to take into consideration the age of your students. If you have the students which are of smaller age, 5 to 6, 7 years old, so you have to decrease the time for the home task. I mean, you shouldn't give too much homework because little children get bored very easily. So next one, homework assignments should always be checked and also given feedback. Feedbacks can be useful to improve the areas they have difficulties. Okay. So now I'm going to give you some tips for checking the homework. So peer checking can be used. Peer checking means you can assign, for example, pairs, and this, for example, 2 students check each other's homework and give feedback. Friends check each other's homework. Next tip, involve parents in the process of assigning homework. Prepare an answer sheet and paste it in the classroom where students could assess their assignments. Or check a few notebooks and share them with other students so that students can compare and correct their mistakes. Develop homework timetable for your class and set specific time for checking homework. Check homework in your free periods. Spare extra time after school time or before school time. Benefits of homework: immediate achievement and learning, better retention of factual knowledge, increased understanding, better critical thinking, concept formation, information processing, curriculum enrichment. Long-term academic benefits are learning during leisure time, improved attitude towards school, better study habits and skills. So what drawbacks of homework we have? Loss of interest in academic material, physical and emotional fatigue, denial of access to leisure time and community activities, parental interference, pressure to complete assignment and perform well. Okay, what is an effective homework? In order for homework to be effective, certain principles should be observed. Students should see the usefulness of homework. Teachers should explain the purpose both of homework in general and of individual tasks. Tasks should be relevant, interesting, and varied. Good classroom practice also applies to homework. Tasks should be manageable but achievable. Different tasks may be assigned to different ability groups. Individual learning styles should be taken into account because most of the time we have mixed ability classes and the level of students are not equal. Homework should be manageable in terms of time as well as level of difficulty. Teachers should remember that students are often given homework in other subjects as well, and that there is a need for coordination of avoiding some overloading. A homework diary kept by the learner but checked by students and parents is a useful tool in this respect. Okay. If homework is set, it must be assessed in some way and feedback should be given. While marking by the teacher is sometimes necessary, peer and self-assessment can encourage learner independence as well as reducing the teacher's workload. Motivating students to do homework is an ongoing process, and encouragement may be given by commenting and asking questions either verbally or in written form in order to demonstrate interest of the teacher's part, and particularly in the case of self-study and project work. So here, one example for homework schedule. Okay. These references should be useful for you in order to find out more information about setting and checking the home task, about its types, and etc. Okay. This is over for today. Goodbye.